A year ago, I would have told most of these nice people in search of a brand new laptop to get a MacBook Air. I wouldn't have thought twice about it, but not anymore. That's right, the laptop I once said was the best in the world is starting to look a little outdated, at least in comparison to some of the newest Macs and Windows PCs. That's why we're going to start here with I'm a PC guy who's getting really fed up with Windows 8.
Where's the start menu?
But Jason shouldn't switch to a Mac just yet. He should wait for Windows 10, which arrives on July 29th. And not only does the software look to be a huge improvement, but Windows hardware is finally catching up, and in some cases even beating Apple. Just look at this Dell XPS 13. People like Jason can stop watching now, but the rest of these guys, they've got their hearts set on a Mac. And good luck to them, because deciding on a Mac has never been more complicated. For every talent they have, they each make some sacrifice. You can't get all the Mac goodness in one single laptop, so you need to weigh the options. Take Ariel here, for example. She reminds me a lot of myself. She does some light video editing, lots of photo work, and spends most of her day on email and social media. But I'm not telling her to get the 13-inch MacBook Air that I own. Instead, I'm telling her to get the 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina, which is now the most well-rounded laptop Apple sells. It has a far better and sharper Retina display that makes a real difference when looking at images. It has slightly faster performance and the new awesome Force Touch trackpad that lets you press harder to access different shortcuts. Ariel will lose out on the Air's 13 hours of battery life and slimmer body, but the MacBook Pro Retina did last 10 hours in my test, and it only weighs a half a pound more. The 13-inch Retina is great for Ariel, but not for Gerard. He's a serious video editor who needs some real graphics power. The 15-inch Retina has a dedicated graphics card inside. It even gets 8 hours of battery life. Joe here insists on getting Apple's crazy new $1,300 MacBook. It may be a glimpse into the future, but I can't recommend it to anyone who isn't an early adopter.
This laptop is more beautiful than anything I've ever met.
The laptop is stunning, and so is its 12-inch Retina screen. It's also incredibly light and has an awesome trackpad, but there's only one USB Type-C port, and the battery life is so-so. And sometimes this happens when you have a lot of apps open. So who is the MacBook Air for these days? Well, someone like my friend Don here.
I mostly just need it for email, word processing, and surfing the web.
The Air has amazing battery life, but the laptop is now feeling dated. The lower resolution screen, the design, the wide screen bezel, even the last generation trackpad.
And it's also the least expensive one.
That is true, but I also think it should be less now. And the model I recommend has more RAM and more storage, which comes out to about $1,300. Yes, $1,300, the same price as that 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina and that all-new MacBook. I told you it was confusing, but hey, these guys look pretty happy.
Do we get to keep these?